Hi guys, and welcome back to class. Today we're going to revisit the book The Crossover that we read at the beginning of the year back in August. I want you guys to reread Phone Conversations, I Sub for JV, Alexander on pages 106 through 109. And then I want you guys to vote on was it fair for JB to ask Josh to speak to Sweet Tea for him, pretending he was JB. Now on to the rest of our lesson for today. And our essential question is, what is love? And for our focusing question, what makes love complicated? Our content framing question in our organized stage says, what's happening in EPCAT? Our craft question in our examine stage says, why is the sequence of an argument important? So today we're going to be looking inside of our journal or side of our workbooks, handout 23A, and you're going to read EPCAT. I want you to label and look up any unknown word that you see in the first two in this article. And then based on the first two paragraphs, what do you think this story will be about? You're going to write down some things that you notice and wonder from the first two paragraphs. Now I want you to write 5 questions on these 5 questions and a page of your journals. What are the 5 journalistic questions? Well, the 5 journalistic questions are who, what, when, where, and why. I want you to reread the first 10 paragraphs of EPCAT and annotate for the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. What is the narrator's purpose for telling this story? Underline where the purpose of the narrator, what's the narrator's purpose from the story? Why did he write this? Then ask yourselves, what does vindicate mean in this context, and what does the statement tell you about why the narrator is telling this story? You can use some of these to help you with your annotations for the first 10 paragraphs. What is the narrator suggesting about EPCAT in these parenthetical asides? Now, we've talked about asides before, and that's when you put things in quotation marks. It's an aside. As an investigative reporter, what do these asides suggest to you about the narrator? Now I want you to write a letter to your newspaper editor. I want you to summarize your understanding of EPCAT so far and pose any questions that you still have about what really happened. Today's examine for our writing portion is, why is the sequence of an argument important? So let's look at our mnemonic, Kriya. Where does Fisher's main claim first appear? Where is the opposing claim? How does this order affect the role of the main claim and the opposing claim in this article? And what effect does the order of the main and opposing claims have on you as the reader? Where is Helen Fisher's main claim and opposing claim? How does this order affect the role of the main claim and opposing claim in the article? Now I want you to return to the prediction that you made during our first encounter with EPCAT when you were asked, what do you think that this story is going to be about? And explain how your thinking was confirmed, challenged, or changed after reading the story. To end this lesson, in our organized stage, what's happening in EPCAT? For homework, I want you guys to read paragraphs 10 through 51 in EPCAT and annotate for the details about the relationship between the narrator, Pat, and EPCAT, and continue to practice for Reader's Theater. Let's look at something new for our deep dive. We're going to be looking at the subjunctive verb mood. Now, we've talked about several verb moods. We talked about interrogative, indicative, imperative, and we've even talked about the conditional verb mood. But now we're going to move on to subjunctive. It is commonly understood that the subjunctive verb form in the English expresses something contrary to the fact or something imaginary or hypothetical. The subjunctive verb mood also can express wishes, desires, commands, and suggestions. So for example, if I were blank president, he wishes he were not, or he wishes he was thinner. We wondered if you were coming to the party. Note, the person and the number of the subject are irrelevant to the correct subjunctive verb form. So let's look at this. All I want is you. What do you notice about notice and wonder about the content and form of the first and third stanzas in All I Want Is You? I will upload this into Schoology for you. Let's look at this quote. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give you to be translated. This was in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 1, Scene 1, lines 194 through 195. If the world were mine. That's what they're saying. Were the world mine? If the world were mine. What do you notice about the conditions in if? The subjunctive verb mood is used to present a wish or a desire or a command or a suggestion in a hypothetical situation that is different from reality. For example, if I ruled the world. This could be maybe a wish or a desire, but you don't necessarily rule the world. So this sentence is written in the subjunctive verb mood. We use the verb were because the subjunctive verb mood presents conditions that exist outside of time. These conditions either can't happen or won't necessarily happen. So I want you to think back to Midsummer Night's Dream. Lysander and Hermia are two lovers that decide to run away so they can be together. How much more romantic can you get? Imagine that you are either Lysander or Hermia and you want to write a song for your beloved. Use the format of the song we examined at the start of this lesson to write a line of a song, and remember to use the subjunctive verb mood. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's lesson. Once again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please come to office hours Monday through Friday, 11:22 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. I'll see you guys then. Bye.